Podcast.
Conduit Media.
What's it gonna be?
You are now listening to the
Hyrule Podcasters! Rumble, rumble.
Hey there, fellow Dungeon Raiders. Welcome to another episode of
Hyrule Podcasters!
I'm your co-host, Ben.
And I'm your co-host, Pat.
On this podcast, we'll play through each game in Nintendo's Zelda franchise.
Yep. We're pretty practiced gamers, but we're not experts or purists. We're just experiencing each game start to finish in chronological order.
In this episode, we'll be picking up right where we left off from episode 1.
Which makes this the second episode. I just like saying it. It's exciting. You know, I'm really amped that we're playing Legend of Zelda again. Getting back into this thing is like, I don't know, meeting up with an old friend. Anyway, where are we at, Ben?
We are just outside of the third dungeon.
Yeah.
Spent about a good chunk of time getting those first couple dungeons taken care of and under our belt.
Too long.
We are now going to go in search of dungeon number 4, which will require us to use the raft that we just acquired in dungeon number 3. One thing I noticed, Patrick, that might be kind of interesting to share with folks is when we're using ZeldaDungeon.net to give credit where credit's due, because they're the right thing, for kind of some walkthrough and just some other advice. But they got a bunch of cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
But did you know that each of these dungeons has a name?
Yeah, I found that really interesting too. This one's name is the Snake, and the head of this dungeon is green, and it kind of resembles a snake. I don't know if that's where they got the motivation. So we've gone. The first one's the eagle. The second one's the moon. The third one is the manji.
Manji. You know what manji is?
I don't think that's an English word. And this one is the snake.
All right, there's these creepy dudes in here. So I would describe them as kind of like the boogeyman from The Nightmare Before Christmas. They're stuffed full of red kisses.
And then they just explode into...
And so this is the first dungeon, dungeon number 4, that you actually need the candle for. So I actually just used the candle in this the 4th room of the dungeon. Because when you walk in, it is pitch black.
The enemies... Oh, you have to light it. The enemies are called Vyre. They have 4 eyes, and...
They got a real creepy smile on the sprite. The sprite has a very creepy smile.
They hop, and this suggests that we avoid them. Ben has to kill everything in the room, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of a completionist that way.
Oh, we get a Vyre in Link's Awakening, Oracle of the Seasons, and Oracle of the Ages.
Really?
Yeah, remember that red guy that kind of circles around the edge of the room and spits flames at you in the later dungeons?
Oh, yeah.
And sneaks in, and you gotta, kill it. You can't just slice it because it's too fast. That is a Vyre.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What's the Wand of Gamelon?
It sounds pretty epic, though.
It's a video game. It's developed by Animation Magic and released for the Philips CDI in 1993, the same day as Link, The Faces of Evil.
Oh, these are the CD-ROM games.
Wow.
Yeah, those are, I think, universally despised. And are very difficult to play. So I'm in this room right now, and my raft apparently does not work to get me over this.
What? What good is a raft
water
if you can't use it?
Is this supposed to be water,
dungeon?
you think? Or I'm not sure what this is supposed to be.
Looks like water to me.
My raft will not work, so we will need...
You're hitting some Vyres with some boomerangs.
other items to continue going that direction. Okay, these kisses almost killed me, but I did just pick up the ladder, which will allow us to navigate a little bit easier.
Cool thing about this game, at one point, the ladder, okay. At one point in development, this game was supposed to be a dungeon building game, or at least have a dungeon building component to it. But they decided that it would be too confusing, I think. you eventually get some dungeon building capabilities in Link's Awakening for Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I think dungeon building in, like, being able to build your own dungeons is something that people, I think, have just, like, begged for when it comes to Nintendo. And I think, you know, a lot of people were hoping with the advent of Super Mario Maker that, you know, they would do a, you know, Super Dungeon Maker.
Right.
Do you have Super Mario Maker 2?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have it. I'm borrowing it from Simon.
Got it. So, yeah, because that has the Link style that you can build. You know, so not quite what people wanted, but there's some fun levels. So yeah, so kind of moving along here. Now that we have the ladder that allows us to...
Wait. Do they let you build... Is it just aesthetically Link style? Or can you build a top-down Mario game?
So you're building... They're Mario levels. They're like traditional Mario levels, like from 1, 2, 3, New Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario for the SNES. But it uses the... so you can do it for on the NES style, and it looks just like this. But he can, like, throw bombs. He can downward plunge attack.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's real cool. Like, it's...
oh, dang. I gotta open that back up again. I got kind of burnt out. I had a friend who made a lot of cool Mario Maker levels, and once he stopped making them, I stopped playing it. But there's some Zelda involved in there. Let's get it. Super down for the cause.
Alright, so I managed to die because I walked into a room with a boss only having one heart. So we're going to use our medicine that we accidentally used earlier when we didn't mean to. We're going to go beat up this guy for thinking he could kill us.
Smart. Once again, it's the same boss as last time with the 4 clamshell mouths reaching out of every direction of a center body, and he got him with a couple bombs and a slicey slice. Now this old guy says, "Walk into the waterfall." I think we already did that, and it was...
Yeah, we did. We did when we picked up the sword.
Yeah.
Remember in that woman
it was a game of
essentially
chance.
just like took our money?
Yeah. She just took
She gave us
money.
no helpful information.
She gave us the thrill of gambling.
She said gefilte fish. And yeah, this is not very nice.
She said gefilte fish. She gave us the thrill of gambling. That's what we were searching for in the first place.
That is true. I mean, they make you light your candle in like every single room here.
Yeah, dang. And this has got, oh, yeah, you couldn't have walked forward if you tried.
I know, they're not very nice.
Blade traps everywhere.
Yeah. Just like way too many blade traps.
Which is what it sounds like. It's like a shifting blade. It's blades coming off of all sides. It'll get you.
So I think we're close to the bad guy here. Yep. So we have 2 hearts. Mm-hmm. The dragon has 2 heads.
Whoa,
so
Gliak. That's this dragon's name's Gliak. He's messing you up, man. Huh. I do that every time.
So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and restart that.
Oh boy. Going back into the dragon. Oh, you're using your bow and arrow this time.
I was trying.
You got a couple shots.
It didn't do any damage.
It did no damage. Oh, I got you. Whoa, so when you cut off one of the dragon's heads, it goes rogue and starts moving around the room.
Yeah, it just starts trying to get you.
I got an extra heart.
All right, so with a little bit of fanfare, that's dungeon number 4. We now have the ladder.
It's a good thing we have the ladder. That's gonna come in really handy. Tell us where we're at now.
All right, so we're coming out of 4, and you know, this is the point, at least in the past, that I have kind of, you know, taken 20 minutes to really, you know, walk the entirety of the map and pick up a whole bunch of stuff. And so the reason that I wait till after the 4th dungeon to do that, at least, you know, historically, is that you now pretty much have all the items you need to...
I gotcha. So you're like stocked.
to kind of get the last secrets that are out there. So
Right.
essentially what we want to do now is we want to we're going to do a couple bombs.
Nice.
We're going to find some heart pieces. We're going to get a bunch of money.
Ooh, money.
We're going to get a better sword.
Money.
At least I think I can get a better sword right now. Sometimes forget. We're going to get the power bracelets.
Nice.
Yeah, so those are kind of like the main things that we're doing right now.
That's a lot of good stuff that we're going to be collecting, huh?
So, yeah, and this is good because I have no idea what these things are called. What are I've always thought of them as like potions that are like moving through the world. But like, what are those things actually?
The potions? Oh, the little guys that pop out of the sand?
Yeah, they look like potions.
They do they're called levers.
Ah.
And let's see what they look like in the official artwork. Okay, in the official artwork, they look more like leathery, bumpy skinned, bell-shaped monsters with spikes almost coming out of their heads. These curvy gray spikes coming out of the top of them. They look kind of like mushrooms almost.
Huh. So we have some voice work here for you on the screen, Patrick. So
right.
We're presented with two options. We can select either a red medicine bottle, which will refill our hearts all the way up twice. We get a red one and a blue one, or a heart container.
And the old guy says, "Take anyone you want." And the clear option is another heart container. Don't be a fool.
Absolutely.
But some people might think that's just fill up one heart in that moment. It's very, it's not straightforward.
Yeah, I think it depends when you kind of get to that guy too. You know what I mean? Like,
Why wouldn't you just always want more heart containers?
well, let's say it was the last heart container that you were going to get. Right?
I can't.
So,
yeah.
and you're about to go into Death Mountain and you don't have a potion. In that case, I don't know. Is the one heart really that big of a deal versus being able to refill your hearts without having to pay 65 rupees to do it?
Buy something, will ya? It's that guy with the beard again.
He's always yelling at us to buy something.
I know. Once we get sponsored, we can start our ad spots with "Buy something, will ya?"
So over here on the far eastern side of the map, there was a heart container that was just sitting out on a dock, essentially. And we're able to use the ladder to get out there.
Yeah. So this guy's name is the Merchant, the Buy Something Will Ya guy. And he does have a beard. I read that sprite correctly.
Are you looking at the official artwork right now?
Yeah.
So we're going into a white
everything's white and blue
building.
and gray. And it's again, you're going, "Take anyone you want." And we went for the heart container again, because that's the obvious choice, if you ask me.
Yeah, so, and like I said, this is why I kind of, I think there are some people when they're running this game or, playing this game, that they will do the loop we just did a little earlier to grab some of the stuff, but they also probably don't die 3 times to what were those guys? The Gorrias?
Hey, it happens.
They're like, yeah, we have enough hearts to actually get through this. So, and then I actually forgot something back here. So we're back at the dead end where the dead tree is.
Dead end of the dead tree.
And there is actually a secret entrance right behind the tree.
You gotta bomb it? Oh,
Nope.
no, you just walk into it.
Yep.
And here you are, and we're going into, all these dungeons kind of look the same as little secrets. It's a secret to everybody. And this moblin just gave us 100 rupees. Oh, wait, he's not a moblin, is he?
Yeah. Those guys are the moblins.
The moblins are the orange guys. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so moblins come in 2 flavors, right? They come in the blue, gray, and then in the orange. All right, so we did all the rest of the stuff over in here. So now what we want to do is, we've effectively kind of done most of the gathering here in Eastern Hyrule. We're gonna bomb this wall real quick. Ah, shoot! I was trying to get lucky. Maybe not. There we go.
There we go.
And we get another choice.
And dang, you just got another heart piece. They're just really out there for you to get. By the way, you expertly dodge these Tektite. That's what the spiders are called, Tektites.
Oh, I like that, Tektites.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not an expert at this game, so I'm sure there is something I missed over here on the west side of Hyrule, but we are now, or on the east side of Hyrule, but we are now going to head over to the west side of Hyrule. We're going to get the power bracelet, get the magical sword, and then make our way to dungeon number 5.
All right, because we didn't have enough money for the ring earlier.
Yeah.
So we're going back to snag it.
Yep.
Man, this game really does fly by when you know what you're doing.
All right, we're gonna try guessing another bush here. Still got it wrong. All right.
You just keeping that in your head, and you're gonna try them all eventually.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my plan. Is just I'll just try. Each time I walk by, I'll just try one.
Use that little young raft to cross the river, or use a ladder.
Yeah, the ladder lets you kind of like, the boulders got me.
I can't ever get up that staircase without getting bouldered. Oh! A Lynel! And they have swords that shoot energy like your sword, but even if they've been struck. Oof. Almost dodged those boulders.
Ugh.
Ha! And you enter a room or a section of the map that is just an arrow pointing you back in the direction you came from. That's really funny. One thing that this game accomplishes that a lot of games like it from its time don't accomplish is using, similar color schemes to achieve screens that look different from one another. And when they're kind of similar and a little confusing, it seems deliberate. Like, Ben, you just turned around. There's like 7 Lynels.
Yeah. We're definitely not going to where the 7 Lynels are. We're gonna.
Yeah. This all kind of looks the same, but it's different. Every screen.
Right, there's enough of a difference, right? That I can.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't played through this game since 2010. It's 2021. Oh my gosh! I can finally say it's 2021.
Yeah, I know, right? How do you know that date?
Because that's when I graduated from college, and I stayed at Aunt Becky's house, and she, of course, had this game. She had it for her Switch. Nice, got the bracelet.
Not her Switch.
Oh, sorry, her Wii.
Her Wii.
She had it on her Wii, and I was house sitting, and I just plowed through the game.
Oh, I'm in a really bad spot right now.
Yeah, you got 1 heart left. What are you doing?
Yeah, I got by a couple people, and
now there's a bunch of Lynels.
Oh, there's 4 of them. I don't see this ending well for me.
Well, if they just all come out the hole, one at a time. This is like the movie Couple Hundred Guys. What's it called? There's a couple hundred guys and they beat up everybody. They got spray abs. Whoa, Couple Hundred Guys, my favorite movie.
Yeah, a couple hundred. What if that was the name of it? Oh wow, there are blue Lynels down there. We're not going that way either.
You're in the danger zone and you only have 2 hearts.
Definitely in the danger zone.
All right, got one of them. There's 4 more on this screen. Dang.
Fortunately, these are the red ones, so these die a little bit faster.
2 hits. You hit them with the boomy snacks. Shablow, freeze them up. I didn't see it coming. The blue ones, they're faster and fiercer, but this just leads you back up.
I will admit,
You turned around.
managed to get myself just the tiniest bit turned around.
Sometimes
I'm trying to get to the graveyard.
Oh, that's morbid. Jeez.
I mean, not like the literal graveyard, like the literal graveyard, not the metaphorical graveyard by dying.
Yes,
just so
I
we're all on
got
the
you.
same page.
Because when you think about it, we're all just trying to get to the graveyard in the grand scheme of things. It might be helpful if I had a map up so that I could direct you.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
You gotta
for future episodes.
People want the con. Here we go.
I guess they do. They want us to jabber on about nothing.
All right, so
while you play.
As Patrick was saying earlier, the screen kind of changes here, and it goes from the brown to this creepy gray with white knights or white armros.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love the change up. Ooh.
Oh. I just hit the wrong button there. We're just going to...
Redo.
Is that going to become a catchphrase, you think?
Yeah.
You feeling good about that one?
Feeling good. Oh, redo.
You're gonna edit all this out, right?
Yeah. That's actually me being loud so that I know to edit that out.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's smart.
You're getting frisky. The first couple times you did fine.
Yeah,
Ben keeps dying. Edit this part out.
All right, I'm gonna get back to where we were, and we'll pick back up on that. Oh, I didn't even need to go. I didn't even need to kill those guys. I could have literally just walked back this way. So yeah, as Patrick was mentioning earlier, with like the color gradations. So we're gonna see here, we're gonna go from this like, brown, earthy construction to a much creepier kind of gray white that just makes you feel creepy. So here we are. We're finally in the graveyard.
Yeah, and that was just a taste of it, and now it's just all the time. Get it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, well, this is just this is the way that it goes. So, all right. So what we're doing now is we are just grabbing the Master Sword or the magical sword. Like I said, I am pretty sure I can get it right now. Let's find out. Oh, I cannot.
Wow, what do you need?
I could, yeah. I have to have 12 heart containers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 11.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
All right. So we just found out that I actually can't pick up the magical sword yet. When I tried to walk over it, it was unresponsive.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
So I think what we're gonna do at this point is I think we're going to head back to the head back and grab one more heart container.
Yo, you just got a fairy and it only gave you like 2.
Oh yeah, this is like the real deal, man.
The real deal. That's ruthless is what that is.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, so Ben is now facing off with a bunch of moblins and doing an okay job. But again, these enemies are tough in big numbers.
Yeah, I mean, there are some times where, they'll have like
a million.
There'll be like, 5 or 6 moblins on a
That's more realistic.
On a screen, and they're all shooting arrows at you, and it just becomes so chaotic.
Chaos. I mean, at first they'll like introduce an enemy in isolation, and they'll be okay, but then when there's a bunch of them, what? It's crazy. Can't even deal. What did you do?
I forgot you can only get 255 roots in this game.
Oh.
And I had like 230 just then.
What a waste.
All right, so we're going to make a small change in what we were going to do. And we're going to sneak up here and go to the Great Fairy Fountain and get healed back up. We're going to go pick up the ring so that way our defenses are better. Grab one more heart container, and then go grab the magic sword, and then we will position ourselves pretty nicely to tackle dungeon number 5.
Dungeon number 5. It sounds like a great plan. I agree.
Actually, I think I'm actually just going to... What? I am not sure off the top of my head where any more heart containers are, actually. Okay. And so I think I'm just going to...
Are you changing up the plan on me after I agreed to it?
We'll just beat Dungeon 5 instead of trying to find one.
Hey, let's do it. I'm fine with that.
All right, here we go.
Rang. Yeah. Oh, and now Link is all in a white outfit. Nice. Looking pretty cool. Kind of like a grayish, bluish white.
Yeah, and our main benefit now is that we take like I think it's either 50 or 100% less damage. So like I just got hit by a fireball from a Zora, or as they call them in this game, a Zola, and it did not take any hit points away from me. None of my hearts went away.
Thank goodness. Before I even play, we're leveling up.
Which is obviously super useful.
Ooh, another guy. Boy, this really is expensive.
Did you see how the merchants also changed colors there?
Yeah.
They're now in white. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, they got upgraded with us. Are they part of our secret society?
Hey, I remembered where a heart container was.
Take anyone you want. And we got another heart piece.
All right, so I think what we're going to do is... So there's another thing that they have in this game, which is super cool. They have, essentially warp areas.
Right, which is, I could use portals in real life. They're very useful.
Yeah, so we're going to go take a warp area.
Okay.
Although I can't ever remember which one goes where.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm sure somebody has this all mapped out already. But we're doing the one at the very bottom in the southernmost area where all the
down below
spiders are.
Take any
We're trying to go back to the
want.
graveyard.
Spooky.
Okay, didn't do it that time.
Nope. Trying to get spooky though. Hitting the graveyard. And the middle takes you to some green stuff. Alright, try the other one.
Okay, there does appear to be some logical consistency, which is nice.
That's good.
So it should be the right one.
That takes you back to where we came from?
We are back where we came from.
Dang, we're back where we came from.
So from here...
Try to go all the way to the right from here.
All right.
Yeah, do it up.
Okay, so then this one...
This must be very disorienting to a
must be
listener.
the middle one then?
So we're just trying a bunch of different warp points. Let's keep trying the middle one over and over again.
There we go.
Hey, you did it. My suggestion didn't work, for the record.
All right, so let's go grab this bad boy over here.
Yeah, get that bad boy. Pick it up.
So we are going back to the graveyard, where
Ghosts are.
I think we can now pick up the
We can get the sword now.
magical sword.
Yeah, we're good to get the sword.
And so they actually, in all the other games, they kind of like the master sword is really like
hidden in the woods.
It's essentially gate kept behind you doing a certain thing, right? So think about the Super Nintendo: A Link to the Past, right?
Classic.
In that game,
buddy.
you get the Master Sword after you collect the first 3 amulets, and you go to the Lost Woods. You present the amulets, and then you are then given the Master Sword, right? So like you can't go get it early,
Right.
essentially. And it's this. But in this game, you just have to have a certain number of heart containers,
Which you can get at any point. It's not blocked off like the later Zelda games where you have to like get the grappling hook to get to this part of the game.
Right,
et cetera,
right.
et cetera.
So I like that idea that there's no real gatekeeping. You just have to, you just have to have explored and played enough of the game to effectively like have enough heart containers. So like in this game, my guess is you probably have to beat a few dungeons, but if you get all of the, extra...
And like the hidden heart containers.
Like what we did. I think we have them all now.
Me too.
Because there are 4 dungeons left that give you a heart container, and we have 4 slots left.
Right. Makes sense.
You can just go right to and pick it up, just like what we did. So now we have, we're this far into the, we still have half the game left, and we have the strongest sword, which is kind of nice.
Love it.
But where they did repeat it? They did repeat it with
Where?
Breath of the Wild. Have you found that in Breath of the Wild, the Master Sword yet?
Oh, you can get that early on? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, you just need to survive the you pull it out of the ground, right? Like it's in the ground, and you have to pull it out.
Right, you yank it out.
And as you start to pull it out, you just lose hearts.
Right, exactly.
And so, as long as you have enough heart containers...
So it's the same thing. You just need enough heart containers.
Yeah, I think it's like 13 heart containers.
Oh, that's dope. And there's like a bunch of different ways to get heart containers. Like shrines don't require you to be all souped up.
Sure.
And
then so dungeon number 5, which you just rolled into, this is probably, this one's super sneaky because essentially you just have to keep climbing this set of stairs. Like it keeps repeating over and over again. Like it's not like the Lost Woods, which we'll get into a little later. Like you just have to keep going up, and eventually you will get to dungeon 5. But if you just kind of like do it once or twice, like I think you have to do it like 4 or 5 times.
And it's you could just give up. You could be like, I don't want to climb these stairs anymore. They don't go anywhere. Yada yada yada. But we did it.
So with that, we are here at the start of level 5. We have finished the first 4 dungeons, and with that, we have collected the raft, the ladder, the blue ring, which made our defenses a lot better. We have the power bracelets, the magical boomerang, the bombs, the regular arrows, the blue candle, and we have the letter for the old woman to give us potions. And then alongside that, we have upgraded our sword from the wooden sword to the white sword to now the magical sword.
Big improvements there.
And so this is how we start Dungeon 5, and this is where we'll be taking a break. When we come back next week, we will be finishing out the rest of the game, so playing Dungeons 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then hopping right into Death Mountain. So, Patrick, any other kind of final thoughts here on the first half of The Legend of Zelda?
Oh, yeah, you zip right through this game. It's pretty crazy. It builds really fast if you know where you're going. If you don't, I imagine that it could be really fun to just kind of explore around like I've done in the past. I think it's cool that we're showing up in this dungeon with 2 keys already.
Yeah, one of the nice things about this game, you can carry those keys over, which just makes life a little easier sometimes.
Just super cool. And next week, I'll be picking up the sticks and dying a lot.
Well, I mean, that's why, we have a lot of heart containers, so we should be in a pretty good spot for you to go in there. You're going to take half damage. You're going to put out triple damage. So you should be in a pretty good spot. And like you said.
Like I said, I mean, I'm not exactly a noob, but this might be a little rusty. It's going to be fun, though. I love this game.
Absolutely.
So thanks, everybody, for tuning in to our second episode of... We will see you next week.
We need to save the state.
Oh, yeah. Save that state. Everybody, save your states, everybody.
Conduit Media.